Hello, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of notable people in North Texas. My guest today is Brent Bowen, an attorney who recently announced his candidacy for Denton County District Attorney. Thank you for being here, Brent.
Thank you for having me.
If you would please give our viewers some background information such as education, experience, and so forth.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm originally from Topeka, Kansas. Went to graduate high school in Fort Worth. Went on to play college football at Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama. After some injuries, transferred to Baylor University, where I finished my undergraduate degree. And then I went up to Washburn University School of Law in Topeka, Kansas for law school, where I was actually fourth generation to attend the law school there at Washburn University. While in law school, I worked at the local district attorney's office in Shawnee County, where I prosecuted misdemeanor cases. And then went on to Johnson County to prosecute as juvenile prosecutor, and then Denton County.
And for those people who may not know, I mean, it sounds like it's like everybody would know, but what is the job of a district attorney?
Okay, so this attorney is the job is to represent the county in really almost all legal matters. In Denton County, it's technically called the criminal district attorney. At one point in time, the district attorney's office covered many counties. And then it's obviously, as the population has grown, we've just covered Denton County. The DA's office does civil cases regarding civil asset forfeitures, also does family law with CPS cases. It represents the Commissioner's Court, advises the Commissioner's Court, and then prosecutes felony and misdemeanor cases here in the county.
Okay, so it handles civil cases too?
Yes, sir.
It does, okay.
And family law.
And family law, yeah.
Yes, sir.
How many employees work for the DA's office about?
We was over 120 employees in different capacities, whether attorneys, support staff, as well as CPS has some offices, and they have liaisons in the office as well.
So those employees include the assistant DAs as well?
Correct.
And there's many others that work in there as well. So can you give us an estimation of the size of the budget?
I believe the budget's obviously over $1 million. I'm not sure the exact figure. So yes.
Yeah. And how many assistant DAs work for the DA's office?
I believe currently there's approximately 49 assistant district attorneys that work there.
Wow. What do you know? Any figures on the current crime rate in the county?
I don't. I know that the number of cases have not gone up over the last probably 10 years, which is somewhat surprising given the amount of population growth we've had over the last 10 years. I think crime rates have gone up and down, just kind of depends on city by city.
Yeah, and any particular crimes that go up or down or what have you, you know, like the serious crimes, of course, like homicide, rape, and stuff like that.
So last year, I don't know the actual number, but obviously there's more murders committed in the city of Denton. That number was definitely up last year. And according to an article in the Denton Record Chronicle, sexual assaults are on the rise.
Really? And why do you want to be a district attorney?
So I kind of grew up always going to the courthouse. My uncle at the time, very influential to me, was assistant county attorney. I just enjoyed being at the DA's office. Working at the DA's office in Kansas, I learned a lot with some great prosecutors who, funny enough, are now almost all judges. And I just had a calling or a passion to work at the DA's office. I never thought I would be in private practice. I had an opportunity when I worked at the Denton County DA's office to go work for another local attorney, Rick Hagan, and it gave me a great opportunity to learn. Obviously, as attorneys, we want to always learn. At the time I was working at the Denton County DA's office, it was taking about 5 to 6 years to get to be a felony prosecutor. And so as a misdemeanor prosecutor, trying pretty much DWIs day in, day out. And so after about 2 years of trying just DWIs, I was ready for a change.
And what would you say are the differences between you and the current district attorney, Paul Johnson?
Well, one, I think one's energy. I bring a lot of energy to the table, working with my staff, working with others. Technology is a big, I think, advantage for me. I, run my office almost totally off my iPad. Some may complain about that, but I think I'm always available because I have that ability. It's kind of funny, obviously, some people may not know I ran 8 years ago for district attorney. And one of the things I really pushed for was technology, because 8 years ago we didn't even have laptops for our prosecutors. We do have those, but they're already out of date. I was in a trial last week, and I had to actually lend my computer to the prosecutor so they could show their evidence. So I think it's an ongoing problem. Knowing what's going on, being involved in the courtroom, I think there's a lot of problems in the DA's office right now just because there's not supervision in the courtroom.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, technology does move quickly. I know soon to get the latest iPhone, there's another one coming out, so I gotta go right back and get another one.
That's right.
As an attorney who has been on both sides of the justice system, i.e. prosecution and defense, which gave you the most satisfaction?
Well, I've obviously done more things as a defense attorney in terms of the types of cases I've been able to handle. I've handled everything from the traffic ticket to arguing from the Court of Appeals. Everything has their own challenges, but most satisfaction would have to say still being a prosecutor and representing the citizens of Denton County.
And how often does a district attorney prosecute crimes in the courtroom himself or herself?
So, I mean, it varies from really office to office. I know when the prior DA, Bruce Isaac, was the district attorney, he prosecuted, I want to say, 1 or 2 cases every couple of years. The idea of the DA's office is obviously the DA himself manages the office. It would be great as the DA to try a case here and there, but the main focus on the DA is to manage the office.
Yeah, so what would motivate a district attorney to prosecute a case himself or herself?
I would think, number one, that just the severity of offense. Is it something that obviously, was it a heinous crime where the DA wants to come out and show that they are themselves tough on crime and that they can still, interact in a courtroom? You saw that with, Ms. Hawk, when she was DA in Denton County, after she had some, was absent, she jumped right back in and tried a case just to show people that she had the state of mind to try cases. So it just kind of depends on the prosecutor.
Was that, which county was that?
In Dallas County.
Dallas
when
County,
Susan Hawk,
yeah.
after her absence, she came back and tried a case.
Right. So generally speaking, though, the assistant DAs have specialized knowledge in trying different cases. So generally, they would handle the cases. But if a district attorney, the elected district attorney, if he or she felt that they can bring their special knowledge to it, then if it's a big case like a homicide case, they would go for it then.
Right. There's not that many specialized units, especially in Denton County. We used to, at one time, we had a specialized DWI unit that handled all the high profile or all the felony DWIs. That really doesn't happen anymore. We have DWI court, but not the prosecutors typically rotate in and out. The only specialized unit we have, or units I should say we have right now, we do rotate prosecutors, the child abuse prosecution unit and the family violence prosecution unit. And then obviously CPS cases, since they're civil in nature and family law, there's attorneys assigned to those. But most of the attorneys rotate, typically every 6 months to 2 years, depending on the specialized court. So like our family violence prosecutors in our family violence unit, they rotated about 2 or 3 years ago. And then our child abuse prosecutors have rotated about every year to 2 years. So.
Let me ask you, in your opinion, do you think we are an overly litigious society?
I mean, it's a great question. I think that society right now it's all about me, right? I think the mentality, I mean, just turn on the media, it's all about what can you do for me, and if you can't help me, I'm going to go find someone else who can. So I think it can be a very litigious society just because people are only thinking about themselves. The DA's office, I mean, those are cases that have to be filed. I mean, they're criminal offense to protect the public. But I mean, I think you could argue both sides of a litigious society. Every day you see some funny article about someone filing suit about something.
Yeah, because anybody can sue anybody for anything.
Correct.
And that makes it much too easy to sue people and drag them into court and cause them to spend money on attorney's fees and court fees and all that kind of stuff. So it can be used as a bludgeon sometimes, just because it's so easy to sue anybody.
Correct.
There should be some way of determining before a lawsuit is filed, is there any validity to it?
Correct.
It would seem to me.
Some sort of an affidavit would be nice. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that way you're swearing to some sort of facts that would lend themselves to an actual civil suit.
Let me ask you, what type of campaigning? Are you going to be doing, like door-to-door debates and things like that?
We will definitely be doing debates. We've already done 2. The response I've gotten at the last 2 debates has been great. I mean, we'll try to obviously run a grassroots campaign where we can meet with voters one-on-one, knocking on doors, as obviously well as mailers.
All right. Well, if you have anything else to add, please do while wrapping it up.
No, I think one of the reasons everyone wants to know why you're running. My main focus really is, in the last 12 years, the district attorney hasn't sought the death penalty to a jury at all. There's been many cries by victims who want to see the death penalty imposed. Also, the big issue lately has been the Brady violations the DA's office has had that has made us famous for the wrong reasons in Denton County. And almost 2 murders have almost gone free because of violations under the current DA. And so we need to instill competence in the DA's office.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, Brent, and I want to wish you good luck in the campaign.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching.